Okay, we're going to do a startup on this Lauson Stewart Warner ground heater, torpedo, bomber heater, tent heater, engine heater, anything you want to call it. Anyway, you can see it has the new tank on it. The decal guy came through, got new decals on it. Has a storage, flexible hose storage up in the top now, mounted to the tank. Got the rebuilt fuel pump. This here is the oil sump heater. When it's real cold out, super cold, they draw heat off of this, heats the oil sump inside of its shroud. Here's the fuel pump, of course, shielded ignition. This is a Lauson RSC 612 3S3 1688. I believe it's 1943. I believe the S means special or service, military, or Stewart Warner. And then I believe the third digit, or the second three, means March. And then 1688 after that. It's aluminum intake manifold here. Aluminum head, aluminum block, aluminum sump. Try to explain this muffler and exhaust a little better. In cold weather, this exhaust goes into a muffler in this canister here. And then this muffler, the heat from this muffler heats the air from the intake here. This is the intake. The intake circulates the muffler. Then it has its own oil bath air cleaner down here. By the way, I had too much oil in the air cleaner last time. And in the summer, warmer operation, the trap door is open. This is the oil drain for the engine. The oil fill. This is the blower, the air blower. This is the supercharger side and the carburetor. I still don't know exactly how this works, but we'll keep going. Anyway, the intake goes into the supercharger. And I don't know if this is split here to where part of the intake air has the fuel mixture in it, goes through this valve and then down, and then there's an aluminum manifold down here on the bottom of the supercharger, and then this T goes into the combustion chamber of the heat exchanger of the heater, and it goes past the tap of the supercharger, and then the rest of it goes up and goes into the intake side of the engine. You can see I put all new gas lines on it. You can see the low heat and high heat. This is just a throttle knob. This is the fuel filter. It's string wound fuel filter. Clean that all out. Of course, this is the tank, and then this is the only fitting, original fitting I used off of the old tank. This here lever is to drop the wheels, so you can take the wheels and put the whole thing into sled position. This is the hose plenum for the flexible hoses. Don't get much heat out of this one, but you get a hell of an amount of heat and draft out of these other two. This here is the exhaust. Exhaust for the combustion chamber and the cast iron heat exchanger. This here port here, remove that, and you're supposed to attach a hand crank flexible hose hand crank heater to heat the oil, engine oil. So anyway, I think we'll get started. This is storage for the exhaust pipe extensions. This is my trusty starter here. I'll show you what I use. I use a ratchet adapter. So when the engine starts, the adapter just speeds up and doesn't spin the drill out of your hand. So let's see what we got going here. This switch here shuts the engine off. Only the engine. Does not shut the heater off by itself with the engine running, because then you would have a fuel charge into the heat exchanger without spark. So this just shuts the engine off. When the engine is off, there's no fuel charge. Okay, let's see what happens here. Like I said before, I had too much oil in the oil bath air cleaner, and I was getting oil smoke out of the exhaust. But anyway, we're making heat now. About quarter throttle there. You would not believe the heat that comes out of these ports. When it's running hotter, you can hardly you can't put your hand here as close as I am. And this exhaust from the heater is extremely hot. It's a marvel of engineering. On it, the head off of it looks brand new. Valves look brand new, nice and thick. Cylinder wall was perfect. Little horse and a half Lauson. turn it down to a lowest setting and see what happens. It takes a while for it to wind down. Problems with the carburetor, but